So we're going to talk about the original Westworld movie.
Yeah.
Chris watched it for the first time. I hadn't seen it again since I was a child and watched it with my mother, but it always like remained in my consciousness that it was a thing. Basically, the Westworld movie was 1973, written and directed by Michael Crichton, who has a huge boner for theme parks gone awry.
He does.
And but basically, the premise of the story is that there's this Delos is the theme park.
Yeah.
And they have Westworld, they have Roman World, and they have Medieval World.
Yeah.
Where people can go and live out their fantasies in, as a cowboy or as a medieval dude, or go and fuck a bunch of people in Roman World.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because they're watching like on the train to Delos, they're watching the commercials for it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of showing like different people, different characters that we see throughout the movie. The Westworld guys, the two guys, one of them is played by James Brolin. He's gone and he's bringing his friend for the first time, who just had
if we were to have an analog with the new series,
Logan and William.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that those characters of Logan and William were inspired by the two characters that we see in the Westworld movie to a certain extent. You at least have one person that's gone before and one person that's a noob.
Yeah, James Brolin was not as dickish as Logan was.
Right. But kind of, though.
Kind of.
Because they get to Westworld and the gunslinger, played by Yul Brynner, comes in and starts talking shit, and James Brolin's like, kill him.
Go kill him.
Kill him, dude.
Go kill him, man.
And he's just like, I don't know. And he fucking kills him. And then he's like, oh, that was a rush, man. That was awesome.
But how do I know that he was really a robot?
You can tell by looking at their hands. They can get everything right. They can make a vagina feel real, look and feel real, but they can't get a hand.
They can't make the hands.
That's one of those things that's like, come on, man.
Which every time, show me your hands.
Show me your hands. I want to see if you're really a robot or not.
Which, like, even watching the movie, I was like, I can't tell any difference with their hands. Is there supposed to be something?
I don't know. They're crusty, maybe a little bit. Who knows?
I don't know.
But anyway, so the guy, the newbie, he gets laid, and he's like, "This is crazy. I just met you," and she's just like, "Shut up, fuck me." And it's such a 70s, very tame love scene.
Yeah, it was a surprisingly long love scene. Like, I was like, how much longer is this going to go on?
Right.
Because they're just kind of like awkwardly making out while wearing their clothes.
But it's implied that they had the sex.
They had the sex.
But anyway, so something starts going wrong. Like a snake attacks one of the guys. Yeah, Brolin. And, the people that are kind of running the theme park, they're in their control room, which is... so 1970s vision of the future, but the future we're in now is way better.
All the reel-to-reel computers and stuff.
The like, mainframes and
it's
stuff.
It's adorable.
Right. The CRT monitors and everything. It's crazy. It's so funny to watch old science fiction movies that take place in the quote-unquote future and see what their vision of it was, because it's really like, no, it's actually better than that.
Already.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't have theme parks like Westworld. We don't have robot cowboys and stuff. But maybe someday.
Maybe someday. And then they'll turn against us and murder us all.
But what's funny is that it's like the people running the park kind of notice that things are going awry and guests are getting hurt, and that it's almost
we need to shut this place down.
They're like, it's a disease infecting the program, but that's impossible. And I was like, I guess they'd never heard of computer viruses.
Yeah,
were they not a thing back then? I don't know. I wasn't alive.
I was about to say, they must not have been.
Right. So the hosts just start going crazy, and they start killing everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody dies, pretty much.
Yeah.
The only one that lives, really, is the
newbie guy.
The newbie guy. And the gunslinger starts, like, chasing him, because he's going to kill him.
Yeah. Is the pre-Terminator, which I thought was so funny, because he keeps getting back up, and I just hear the Terminator music in my head every time he gets back up. And you also see,
like, the pixelated vision...
Which you were telling me that was like the first time that they'd done like computer generated images in a movie.
Yep.
Which I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool. But it's so campy and corny and very like there's some very funny moments.
the
whether they were intentional
horse.
or not. Yeah, whether they were intentional or not. Watching it in 2016, it's very funny. And you have to have a very you talk about having a willing suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
You really have to have that watching the original Westworld because it's so ridiculous in some parts. But the difference between the movie and the series, you get to see that character run through all the different parks, and you get to follow other characters in their vacation through the other parks. So that's something that we don't see in the series. It alludes to it in the very last episode.
Yeah.
That there's going to be like samurais and stuff like that. But excuse me. But it's just one of those weird things. So tell me, what did you like about the movie, having been a first-time viewer?
I really liked James Brolin's character, and I was kind of sad when he died.
Yeah, he just got straight.
He gets straight up fucking murdered.
Right.
By
So,
Yul
and
Brynner.
that would imply that the guns also are infected by this computer virus because
they're not supposed to be able to shoot at
stuff that has like body heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently they can. So obviously the guns, the robots, and everything are infected, and there's never really any explanation as to why this happens.
Right.
And the control room gets put on lockdown, the power goes out, and
they all suffocate. To death.
And the last shot, that we see is of the newbie guy. He's sitting there and he's like, "It's a vacation you'll remember forever," or the vacation of a lifetime.
Because at the very beginning of the movie, there's a guy doing interviews with people who've just come back from one of the worlds, Westworld or Medieval World.
I shot 5 people. Yeah.
I was the sheriff for a whole month.
Yeah, and so it's funny because the series is so good. And to go back and to watch that original movie that was the inspiration for the series is really interesting. And I think if you like the Westworld series, you kind of owe it to yourself to kind of see where that came from.
I could see that. I appreciate the series more having watched the original movie now.
Right.
I still like the series way more than I enjoyed the movie. But
it's leagues better.
Yeah. But to know where it came from and what it was developed from, it makes it mean more to me now.
Right. Now, there was a sequel called Future World, which we talked about in the Westworld series recap, which did not do as well as the original movie. And then there was a series called Beyond Westworld, which didn't even make it to 4 episodes on the air. Only 5 episodes were filmed, and it was canned pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So, you had this very long gestation period for this franchise by the time that short-lived series ended, and then the HBO series began. Which, honestly, the new series did so well, as opposed to the old series. It even outperformed True Detective and Game of Thrones in their first seasons. Yeah. So good on them. And I think that's a kind of a testament to Michael Crichton's
original
vision,
concept,
right? Yeah. Which he also, of course he's dead now, but he also had that same level of success with Jurassic Park. It was huge.
Oh yeah,
and spawned 3 sequels afterwards?
Yeah. Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, and now Jurassic World, and now there's going to be a Jurassic World 2. So.
There you go. So really, that's we really don't have a whole lot to say about the Westworld movie, but if you're a fan of the series, the HBO series, definitely check out the movie because
it's worth it.
It's not a very long movie.
It's very not. No,
it's like an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, something like that.
It ended. I was funny. Like, wow, really? We've still got an hour before karaoke.
Yeah. So that's really all we got to say about Westworld.
It was enjoyable. It's certainly something for you to engage in now that Westworld, the series, is over with for more than a year.
Yeah, you've got plenty of time.
to check it out.